Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. Hopefully you guys are having a great week. We've seen some wild volatility this week so far from a couple of things, aftermath of election results and so on. And then the markets have kind of just quieted down a little bit. And so we're going to look and see what we might be expecting next. U.S. markets got hammered again today. Gold rallied quite a bit. Gold's all the way back up above 1730 again. You can see there Dow and S&P are down a good chunk. I actually read a headline that said, "Is it just a coincidence that after the election the stock market has tanked?" And I don't think I'll ever go to that website ever again. We've definitely seen some not so coincidental movements, and the markets are reacting definitely to news and potential upcoming challenges in the financial markets. So. Lots of news this week, and particularly today, we saw nothing new come out of Europe with interest rate announcements and with the press conference. We also saw everything pretty status quo out of the UK as well, so nothing too exciting there. Coming into tomorrow, we do have Friday to finish the week off. We have the preliminary University of Michigan report. We have trade balance for China. Nothing too exciting. Here's what I'm looking at and looking for. The euro dollar, in my opinion, is now in a downtrend. We've got a good downtrend, and I think this is going to be able to carry on, and we're nicely below the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. We've got all this good stuff. I think it's got a little bit of push left in it. We have a bullish candle right here, and I just don't think the market has reacted to that yet. Now, I'm only looking for just a short-term rally on this pair, but I think it's going to be able to hold our low right here for just a little bit longer, and this low is just about 127.15. So what I am looking for here is a rally into 12800, at which point I will very likely be ready to short. But I think we're going to get that 12800 move. That's going to put us still almost 50 pips away from the 200-day moving average, and we may get that run into the 200-day moving average. But like I said, I'm more concerned with the run into 12800. And I think we've got a nice, obviously that would be a nice 50 pip move, and I think the market is going to be able to get us there. Now the entry is going to be a little bit tricky. We've got a couple of, kind of short-term things that we're looking at and a few things that are in the works, but this little short-term breakout seems to be already in the works, and right around this 127.50-ish area, I'm starting to become interested as a buyer. I'm going to have to confirm this on Twitter later as the day goes on and as we get further into the Asian sessions. But it's this area trading against the lows of 127, 20, 127.15 that I'm starting to get interested. Now, of course, a double bottom here would be very ideal. If we get a nice little double bottom, that would be great, and a bounce off that. But anywhere in this general area, we're looking to buy the pair up to 12800, which is a 50% fib of this last kind of recent run. It's a missed pivot yesterday on the pair, and I just think we're going to get a move up into that. The technicals are definitely leading us in that direction. So that's what I'm looking for on the euro dollar. Pound dollar, I think the pound dollar's got some potential. First of all, we've got a couple of missed pivots back here a few days ago, so that's going to be something interesting. You can see that on the 4-hour chart, we have this big bullish candle right here, and it just wasn't able to make too much progress. Everything kind of seems to be stuck in this area. We didn't get a test quite back there, but there's some strong support, and I think that we've got one more little bit of a push higher before it continues lower. But I think the pound dollar is ready for some downtrend as well. It's still above the 200-day moving average. It's still quite choppy, not doing anything too significant, which gives us good opportunity for this to run up into at least into 160.50 is what I'm looking for over the next day or two. 160.50 on the pound dollar. So I'm pretty very, very short-term bullish on euro dollar and pound dollar right now, but I think overall they've got great beginning stages of downtrends, and even not even such beginning stages. I think there's some pretty good stages overall of some downtrend activity. Now, euro yen has continued to sell off nicely, and this euro yen is very much broken out of this channel. This is very important. Remember, we've talked about this 500 times, which is a nice pin bar on the weekly chart. It's bouncing off the top of this channel. Everything is bearish on the euro yen, but it's also due for probably just a little bit of retracement. So we're going to be looking for potential runs. Again, I'm looking at these missed pivots that we've got, and I can move that. There we go. And this is right around the 102.50.60 area. Now that's obviously a little bit of a long ways to go from current market price. And I'm not necessarily looking for a 110 pip rally, although we might get it. But I think that back up above this daily pivot, I think we've got some bullish potential to make it up towards the 200-day moving average and start testing some of these missed pivots here. So keep an eye on that. Overall, very nice downward movement on the euro yen. I think we just need a little tiny bit of retracement, a little tiny bit of pullback, and that's going to take us up towards 102.50.60. We may not get all the way up there, but I think we're going to head in that direction for some degree. And again, getting above this daily pivot should be kind of a starting point in this 1 hour chart. You can see that that's about 101.50. So we have some good areas there. Aussie dollar, very bearish Aussie dollar, even though the Aussie dollar is having a heck of a time getting back below this 200-day moving average. You can see it's really struggling there. Keeps kind of bouncing off that 200-day moving average. But what we have seen, this is a fantastic reversal candle, and there's just tons of resistance up here. The Aussie dollar is just really channeling. So we have tons of resistance, and I'm looking for this to be our reversal candle that starts taking us down. But I want to be able to get in a reasonable area. We actually have a pending order set that is probably going to be readjusted at 104.50, and you can see at the high of this is 104.42. So sadly, we did not get into that. That was a nice little spike that just about got us there, but didn't. So I'm still liking this 104 kind of 30-ish area to start shorting this Aussie dollar, but we've got to have stops, some pretty decent stops above 104.80. About 104.85 would be probably a good area for a stop, but I think this Aussie dollar is very bullish, but I do want to see a little bit of a pullback before I continue to short this pair. So let's look for a run up into 104. Remember, we're on major support here, 10400, but let's look for a run from into the 104.30 to 104.50 area, and I still think we have a good chance of getting there. Gold, big rally on gold here. It really bounced nicely, and it's trying to break some of these higher levels, and we'll see if it gets there. It may or may not. But so far, it's doing pretty well. You can see on this daily chart, we've had this nice little run down here from these highs, and it's just in a good textbook retracement type situation. It's running down, and it's run right back up to the 50% fib, which is about 1735, 1734.35, and now it's we're ready for this thing to hopefully bounce and continue back down for a retest of that 200-day moving average. So that's what I'm watching for there. And then last but not least, Aussie yen also looking very good for continued reversal. I think I'm going to wait for just a little bit of pullback on this Aussie yen. I think we're going to be able to get back up towards 8,300 area. And from there I will be looking to short, but again right up around 8,300 give or take, so looking for around 30 pips of retracement, but I think we have some great setups. So I hope you guys are able to make some nice profits on these. We have some very nice moves, and let's just keep at it and keep an eye on Twitter for more updates. Thanks a bunch, everyone.